It's hard for crossovers to stand out from each other since they all start with a two-box design, one for the engine, the second for people and cargo. Nissan does its best to give the refreshed 2017 Rogue some flair with an even bolder schnoz this time around, but this particular model is notable for what's in box number 1, a hybrid powertrain.
Considering how popular crossovers this size are, it's kind of surprising there aren't more hybrid versions. It's just this and Toyota's RAV4. Subaru nixed that version of the XV Crosstrek, and it's been years since Ford has had an Escape hybrid.
Maybe it's because gasoline is cheaper than bottled water, but waste not, want not, right? Available in front drive, Nissan projects this all-wheel drive version will score an EPA rating of 31 city, 34 highway, pretty much what I'm seeing. That's 6 mpg better than the already stingy gas-only Rogue. Motivation comes from a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine paired with a 30-kilowatt electric motor for 176 total horsepower.
The gas engine doesn't necessarily fire up at start. It's a hybrid.
There are 2 clutches, one between the gas engine and electric motor, and a second between the motor and a continuously variable transmission. I'll be coming back to this. The lithium-ion battery is in back. Notice the load floor is raised just a bit. The hybrid is 180 pounds heavier than the gas-only model, but
there's pretty good pep, about the same as the regular Rogue.
The powertrain can completely disengage, so Rogue can coast imperceptibly to save fuel. 2017's get some welcome refinements. Road noise and vibration have been reduced.
Rogue, hardly a scoundrel when it comes to ride quality. It's pretty comfortable, which means there's going to be some body roll and hard cornering.
Mazda's CX-5 is considered the sports car of the bunch if you drive hard, but really, this is Rogue's natural habitat, not the kind of place to hammer a vehicle.
This is a hybrid, so it does those hybrid sort of things. When you stop, the engine shuts down as you take off, pulls away on electric power, and then the gas engine feathers in. Overall, the hybrid system is very smooth, though get hard on the throttle, and there's a little bit of a lag, not a deal breaker, but something you should pay attention to on your test drive.
I suspect it has something to do with those 2 clutches deciding what to do.
At low speed, it can go a fair distance on electric power alone, but I'm really not sure why you'd want to do that.
The SL model can be had with adaptive cruise control, plus auto braking with pedestrian detection. Bundled in packages, it goes for about $2,800.
Put your foot into the throttle and it feels like a continuously variable transmission, that sort of elastic dynamic from the drivetrain.
FYI, Honda CR-V and Subaru Forester also run with CVTs. Rogue's refresh is especially noticeable in the box everyone sits in. Materials have been upgraded, details added, and the steering wheel gets a roguish touch. It's heated in this case. There are luxury cars without thigh pads like this. Storage? Yeah, there's lots of it around. This loaded SL model gets a Bose sound system that could be punchier. Nissan's user interface is pretty simple, but it's also rudimentary. Android Auto and Apple CarPlay are not offered yet.
Throw it into reverse, and there's this great surround view camera system. Pretty hard to hit anything with that. Plus, the car is so quiet, the chime warns pedestrians around the car.
Everyone inside will enjoy the skyward view, if that option is checked.
With this, adjusted for a driver my size, 5'9", I have a good amount of room back here. My size 11s are just fine too. And if you're thinking about a gift, generally I'm a size medium and don't look good in red.
Looking for a power port or heated seats? Not available back here. 2 adults will cruise comfortably. 3 will be okay for shorter distances.
Kicked open tailgate. Handy with your hands full. This is 12 packs of softness and absorbency. It will all fit into a CR-V, but the Honda is not a hybrid.
There's a little bit of storage to hide a laptop, even with the battery pack back here. Seats do the basic split and fold. The hybrid loses only a smidge of cargo space to the standard Rogue. At 7 packs, that's 1 or 2 bundles short of average in this class. Design? Well, this being Nissan, there are a lot of curves and swoops. I'm not a huge fan of the V-Motion grille on the brand's cars, but it works fine on SUVs and crossovers. Apparently, global design chief Shiro Nakamura thought Nissan was too modest with its designs years ago and has worked hard to punch things up a bit. Nissan and Renault share an awful lot. I've often thought there's a lot of French in this Japanese brand's design language. When Rogue Hybrid hits dealerships in January of 2017, expect the premium to be about $1,000 over gas-only models, so this loaded SL should retail for around $36,000. I'll guesstimate base front drive models will start at under $30,000. For crossover buyers that don't want to get boxed into lousy fuel economy, going Rogue is one of the few choices available. In case you're wondering, the price of Rogue Hybrid isn't too far off from the RAV4 Hybrid, so that won't drive anyone to choose one or the other. I've driven the Toyota very briefly and find that its drivetrain doesn't have the same degree of hesitation when the throttle is floored. Have to say though, Nissan has done a nice job of freshening up Rogue. I suggest at least looking at the standard version if you're shopping in this segment. Hope to get the new Honda CR-V and Chevy Equinox soon for evaluation too.
There you go. That is my opinion of the 2017 Nissan Rogue Hybrid. I have to wonder, why doesn't Ford make a hybrid version of the Escape anymore? I talked to a cab driver in San Francisco, very hilly, right? He had 100,000 miles on his before he had to change out the brakes, and he had 270,000 miles on it and didn't really have to do any major maintenance. Very reliable. People love them. Ford, why aren't you making it? Seems like you're missing some business. Who knows? I'm just an auto journalist. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.